And wastes no time now. Puts the ball onto his boot, down towards centre half forward, over the pack. Leslie coming to the ball, but it's picked up beautifully by Terry Doolan. Hand pass towards Prendergast. He gets the ball out to the far side of the ground, and underneath it is Buckle, who's played well here this afternoon. He wastes no time. Looks for David Doolan on that far wing. The ball bounces awkwardly as Wodonga come away beautifully through the agency of Wheeler on this occasion. He's been a who runs into his own player. He gets the ball, and Headley, who's had the call since he's come on, has played a great game on that half-forward flank, and Albury just haven't been able to conquer this brilliant left footer.
Jim, you noticed Headley stayed on the flank. The art of being a half-forward flanker, stay out wide.
That's right. As Mark Ryan takes the ball away for Albury, up towards centre half-forward, Big Leslie flies high. Couldn't do so. The ball not bouncing for Albury now. As the ball punched away, goes towards McLeish now, drives the Bulldogs goalward up towards Craig. And that's the sealer.
I think that's the end.
That's the sealer, I would say.
Good play, Bobby Craig, too.
Craig shepherding the ball through. And I think Wodonga are home and hose now at the 21-minute mark of the final term, as they lead 17 goals 11 to Albury 13 goals 11. 4 goals the difference, and I can't see the Tigers getting up from here.
They look very tired. A few players out there. Mark Ryan, Peter Cross. Not Peter Cross, Terry Cross, looking a little bit weary now too.
Yes, there's quite a few Albury players, just haven't given enough here this afternoon, and the ball's starting to bounce the way of Wodonga as they come away through the agency of Allen, and there's Peter Gibbons on the half-back flank. Gibbons now, it's a bad kick, goes towards Prendergast. It was touched. Prendergast should be playing on there. There's a hand pass across in the direction once again of Headley. Oh, he's been a dynamo. There's the big kick up towards the goal, and it's beautiful.
It's a finish.
That's the end of the game here.
The umpire's calling the game back.
If Turner puts this one, that's curtains as far as the Tigers are concerned.
It's on his wrong foot, Jim.
Yes, but he's kicked the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th and 13th goal, and this would make another brilliant contribution. It would be the 18th goal.
Somebody just said to us on the side, Jim, justice. You finish on top, and you finish on top in the grand final.
Yes, well, Albury now looking a very, very bedraggled side as Turner comes in, shoots for the big timber.
It looks all right.
It's there. That's it.
It's the finish.
And that's the 18th goal. And what a brilliant exhibition by the full forward for the Wodonga combination. People have wrapped Taylor all year as a fullback, but Taylor just hasn't been able to control his full forward. He's, in my opinion, Graham, Turner has outmarked Taylor, and Taylor right throughout the game hasn't been prepared to put the fist in.
At the same time, Jim, Peter Taylor's a class fullback, and I agree with that entirely. But the whole thing is that, as I said earlier too, David Turner's got that little touch of class. Not only the ability, not only the temperament, but that little touch of class which makes him great.
In comes Peter Gibbons, but the ball goes out once again to Headley. I don't know who's on Headley, but he's having a field day for Headley out there. Running wild, gets the ball up towards his centre half forward position. Hensel underneath it, great behind. Play on, says the umpire, as the best man on the ground now. Wheeler gets the ball across to
no more. Oh, Wodonga.
And Wodonga, they're home for all money here this afternoon.
Look at them, they're so excited. Peter Owen's gone mad in the centre, Jim.
Yes, they're home for all money, Graham, as Albury can't do a thing now. They're coming into the time-on period, and Wodonga now with a brilliant win, 19-11, 125. What a fight back after that semi-final when Albury won by 15 goals. Wodonga now 19-11 to 13-11, and they're running away with a 1981 Ovens and Murray premiership.
Jim, I'd like to say this too, Wodonga's played their best 2 quarters against the breeze.
Well, that's right. And here's the ball out towards Robbie Grote, gathers it in brilliantly. The difference now is that Wodonga are playing with confidence. They're taking the ball away from Wodonga as it's picked up this time by Dickinson. He gets it towards Peter Cross, but too late for the Tigers as they go goalward. Up towards Darryl Bates. The big fella flies, can't get the ball. Comes back to it, and there's Doolan once again clearing for Wodonga, going to the safety of the boundary line. And Wodonga now just happy to force the ball out and play for time, because there's no shadow of doubt that they're the 1981 Ovens and Murray Grand Finals.
26 minutes gone, Jim.
Tom Doolan now couldn't get the ball, picked up by Heather, gets it across this time towards Dickinson. He shoots for goal. and right up into the 10-yard square off the heads of the pack, and through for one behind only to the Albury side as they now go to 13-12, trailing Wodonga 19-11.
Well, of course, the score from the VFL there, but I think that the Wodonga have outfought Albury in the movements, in the fact of bringing Headley on at half-time. It's been a good move, it's worked. Also, Craig Walsh down there to the back line, that's worked, and they've had the players running on all the time.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt, Graham, that the Albury selectors have been outmanoeuvred completely by the Wodonga selectors, and the Wodonga selectors can take credit for this win here this afternoon, because they've put it all over the Albury selectors with their field placings. As McLeish takes the mark centre field, he plays on, must be a very happy man, and if you have a look, Graham, he's quite happy to go to the flanks as long as Wodonga retain possession. They're working it back to the middle as Coelho, who's been a great defender. He gets the ball to Leslie towards Cross. Cross gets the ball towards Dickinson, and away go the Albury side towards Reid. Reid down towards the forward position, and once again Wodonga playing in front of that last line of defence, and it's been a masterly move to put Walsh down there. He's marked everything that's come his way, Graham. He's been a stumbling block as far as the Tigers are concerned.
We just mentioned that, Jim, and I think that they've been outfought, Albury, as far as the moves from the bench have been, and I can't think why they'd bring Peter Gibbons on, possibly because they've got injured players, but why bring Peter Gibbons onto Headley, and he's let him roam. He hasn't stuck with him, and Peter Gibbons is a champion footballer over the years, and he's given Headley too much latitude there in the second half.
Yes, well, this is one of the things that I've been worried about as far as the Albury side are concerned, and that is that their selectors have always been loath to make moves, and I think they've been completely outthought by Wodonga. A credit to the chairman of selectors for Wodonga, of course, Gary Williamson, a very, very shrewd selector, and I don't think there's any shadow of doubt they've outthought Albury, as Wodonga going to attack once again up towards the centre forward position, but Coelho, he hasn't given up, but he kicks the ball wide, and it could be out on the full. It plays in, and the resultant throw-in will be right in front of our broadcasting box. Here's a throw-in now. Well, things are going bad for Albury when Heather's got to do the tapping, Graham, and Albury in a bundle of trouble as Walsh tries to get it out, picked up by Dickinson. He can't break loose. In comes Walsh, playing the ball close to the boundary line, but it's Albury that's playing defensive. They can't attack. Wodonga won't let them, and we're coming up to about the 28-minute mark of the final term. Here comes Leslie. He gets the tap out, but it goes straight towards Terry Doolan. He can't break loose as Campbell comes in, taken away by Hensel. He gets it down towards Byatt. The ball bounces awkwardly, bounces awkwardly for everybody there. Tom Doolan couldn't read it. Byatt couldn't pick it up. Picked up this time by Parry. He shoots a long hand pass towards Tom Doolan. He comes in, shoots for the big timber, but far too late as far as the Albury side are concerned, as they put their 15th major on the board here, but time has run out for the Tigers. It's a dying effort, and I see quite a few people on the far side starting to make towards the gate, and no doubt they'll be Albury supporters, Graham.
Yes, it's been a great grand final, Jim, and possibly one of the, I've said earlier again and repeated myself quite often today, but it's been a real great grand final, and Wodonga, full credit to them. We've said again, they've outthought, and they've had 20 contributors, whereas I think about 5 or 6 of the Albury players haven't put in enough effort for a team that finished so well for the year. I think 16 straight, wasn't it, Jim? Yeah,
that's right, and they've had a lot of players just haven't put in here in this grand final. It's a different kettle of fish once you get to a grand final, as every Wodonga supporter waiting to run onto the ground, because the siren can only be minutes away as Wodonga take the ball away once again through the brilliant Wheeler. He's been the dynamo here for Wodonga. He's taken on both Albury Rovers and beat them as Wodonga go forward, but there's a free kick to the Albury side, and it'll be through the agency of Terry Cross. But Wheeler's been the difference, Graham. He's beaten both Albury Rovers and taken them on completely, because let's face it, Wortman has been a contributor, but not a great contributor, and it's been Wheeler that's done the damage.
It's Peter Gibbons.
There's the ball up towards the full forward zone, and once again it's Doolan takes the ball away, holding the man. Play on, says the umpire, as Albury try to get the ball across. They do so to Tom Doolan. He shoots goalward, but it's offline. They've got points when they need goals, and the grand final all but wrapped up for the Wodonga side. Wodonga 19-11, 125 to Albury 14-13, 97. Waiting now for Reynolds from the full-back position. He's in no hurry. He's got all the time in the world. Comes out straight down the middle of the ground. Underneath it is Peter Cross going high. Can't get it off the hands of the pack. It goes to Mark Ryan. He breaks loose now. Shoots them forward. Up towards the forward pocket where Byer tries to get it, but well punched away.
All for the fact that Collingwood have won, Jim.
Yes.
Makes me happy.
Well, should be a great grand final. Look at that shocking bouncy throw in as Terry Cross gets the ball. Be a very tremendous crowd there next week at Melbourne, because Collingwood and Carlton are the two clubs which have the biggest membership.
Direct telecast on Channel 4, Jim.
Well, that'll be a great thing next Saturday, so everybody seen a great grand final here. They'll see a great one next week on Channel 4. Here's Peter Gibbons coming into the ball now, bores his way in, but it's all Wodonga. No, he's going to pay the free cock to Peter Gibbons. Gibbons is...
free what?
Free kick. I've lost my voice, actually. There's the ball down towards the full forward zone. Bakes held by the arm, couldn't get it. In comes Parry, gets his foot to the ball, and what is it? Off the hands of the pack and through for one behind only. Well, Graham, this is a long last quarter. It's just gone over the 30-minute mark.
Yes, that was your voice, Jim. I was like this last year.
Here's the kick out towards McLeish, and he'll be a happy man. He'll be smiling in a few moments when the final siren sounds.
For a man who had such bad luck with injury this year, and I think that you can say David McLeish out on the field is worth two men.
Yes, well, it's been a great battle between he and Peter Cross, and possibly, I'd say McLeish has probably been the more constructive player.
Yes, he doesn't waste them.
Here's the kick up towards Wheeler, and Wheeler just inside the boundary line. He's paying the mark. Orby saying it's out, but Wheeler goes forward up towards the full forward zone, and it's Coelho, and he's possibly been Orby's best player this afternoon. There's the ball from Coelho down towards central wing position. Over the back is Doolan, couldn't get it. Grote comes in. He finally puddles the ball out towards the side, shoots a hand pass out very close to the boundary line, and the ball is out and over the boundary line for a boundary.
I think Terry Doolan was very happy to see that drift out. There it is.
There it is.
It's a finish, Jim.
Well, there's the final siren.
Have a look at the crowd.
1911, 125 have beaten Albury, 14 goals, 14-98, and what a great comeback, Graham. After a 15-goal defeat 2 weeks ago at the hands of the Tigers, Wodonga have come back and defeated Albury, and that's probably one of the greatest fight-backs of all time in Ovens and Murray football. Well, one of the things, I think, Graham, the big thing as far as the Albury side is concerned is that you're saying about McLeish, he worked out Leslie very, very quickly, because a couple of weeks ago Leslie was the dominant player as far as Albury is concerned. He got the ball out to the Rovers, and today he ran two big ruckmen on him and outreached him all day, and Albury Rovers were not able to get the first use of the ball, and this is probably the big thing as far as Wodonga are concerned.
Yes, well, Jim, it's been, just to sum up there before we do take this break and go down to the presentation area, it's been a magnificent grand final, and I'd just like to, on behalf of everybody up here, thank Phil Ashton down there. Phil's been watching the game on the monitors and directing the game, and also to Gary Lovell, our cameraman Shane McDonald, who's got the job that I wouldn't like. They're up in the cherry picker, that's the Rusco Travel Towers picker, and thanks very much to Rusco for letting us have that today, and we know that you've enjoyed this grand final. It's been a great grand final, Jim, to yourself, and Bruce, thank you very much, and to Barry Pascoe, Gavin Brain, all the boys that have been here involved with us, thank you again, and we look forward to tomorrow morning on Football World, showing the highlights and doing as much as we can as far as helping the Ovens Murray again to make this a successful grand final. I think I've got to say, Jim, have a look at the crowd, have a look at the facilities, and the Ovens Murray have got the greatest ground, I think, in country football that you could have, right?
That's quite correct, Graham, and I think it was very indicative too that the grandstand was absolutely packed early today when it looked like rain, and this is always you've got to look at in football weather, that the Ovens and Murray have got to make full use of this ground because of the grandstand facilities. The viewing around the ground is probably the best in Ovens and Murray as well.
Well, looking across towards the grandstand area there, Jim, it's a magnificent scene with all the Wodonga people, and Bruce Way's here with us now. And Bruce, that last quarter by Wodonga, tremendous, and the presentations being made, of course, the Burton's Trophy, which was won by Wang Rovers for 3 years, North Albury last year, and and this is its 5th year, being won by Wodonga, so their name goes on that Burton's trophy, donated by Jack and Mary Burton from the Trophy Centre in Dean Street, and that's being presented now by Barry Hazelden. There's the roar. Barry just presenting the trophy to the Wodonga players, and you can see the Wodonga players now starting to make their way out and go around the ground. Bruce, there's the trophy.
Yeah, magnificent trophy, and what a magnificent last quarter of football by Wodonga, Graham. I thought that early in that final term they looked as though they'd gone, because Albury came back, kicked those 2 or 3 very quick goals, and Wodonga just seemed to have lost their touch. But by gee, didn't they come back. And one player that you and Jim have probably already mentioned, Graham, was Stephen Headley, who played a great half of football. He was a champion. No one seemed to want to go near him in the 3rd quarter, and by gee, he did his bit in that last quarter as well.
Look at that Burton's trophy. There they go. They're excited. Peter Ireland, Gary Wheeler, the man of the match as far as I'm concerned, Jim.
Yes, I'd agree with that, Graham. Not far behind him too was Evan Connick.
That's right, and Terry Doolan.
Terry Doolan.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you've got to look at Turner at full forward.
That's right.
Oh, Turner, magnificent game.
And probably out of the losing side, what a champion game we saw from the big fella Rod Coelho, Graham.
It was a great game by Coelho. He was the player that really put in for Albury, as he does every time, Bruce.
That's right, that's right.
Well, let's keep our eyes calm the Bulldogs. There's the sign, as you can see, in the middle of the ground there. And let's go back now and have a look at the Wodonga players as they come round for the last half lap that you're going to see of football here in the Ovens and Murray for 1981. It's been a magnificent year. The side that finished on top has finished on top of the grand final. They've won it after being swamped in the grand final, in the second semi-final. And Bruce, quarter of a lap to go.
That's right, a magnificent side. And what a very proud day it must be. And Jim, you're a pretty good historian as far as Ovens and Murray football will be concerned. I was just talking to some of the supporters down there. Could this be the first time that the one club has won the 3 premierships?
No, if my memory serves me correctly, back in about 1957 or somewhere around there, 58, I think Wangaratta Rovers might have done it. I know they won the 1st and 2nds, and I think they might have won the 3rd.
Thirds have only been going for about 9 years, I think, Jim. Yeah, so I think this could be a first time that they've taken off the 3, but undoubtedly we'll see that right up in the press.
Well, what a way to finish, Bruce. 3 cheers for Wodonga. Congratulations to Dave McLeish, all the boys, Lindsay Wheeler and the committee over there. Great committee and a great club. And on behalf of Jim and Bruce and all the boys here that have put this magnificent coverage of the Ovens and Murray Grand Final to air, this is Graham Burns saying thank you. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage, and we look forward to seeing you next year